Steve and Vera Uncensored.
Is this thing on?
Holy flock. The sound quality on my new iPad is like. You are muted.
Oh,
There you go.
why am I muted?
I don't know. It does it to you every week.
That's exciting. I love that you're wired for sound now, V.
And it's
That's
like
very exciting.
both ears are going
Surround sound. Wait until you hear the rest of the show. You'll be like, what has been going on for the last couple of years? We don't know.
Holy flock.
I know. Welcome to Uncensored Radio's UCR Live. There's two of us this week. It's not me
Thank
in
God.
a blind panic. It's not me. Now, I have to ask, what went on at your place last week?
Like total fucking meltdown. I went on, I was like, I started at like 10 of, which is my normal time to come on to the StreamYard, right? And I'm like, It's not opening. It's not opening. You know, I'm checking the code. I'm like pushing buttons. I'm like, fuck, it's not opening. And then it's like, all of a sudden it's like flashes, you're eligible for updates. And I'm like, oh,
no.
I've missed like 3 updates because I don't have enough memory on the old iPad, you know? And I'm like, oh shit, this happened with my computer when I'd missed a few updates. It bricked right away, and I'm like, shit. So it was totally bricked. I couldn't get into anything after the show was over. So then I'm hooking up the phone, thinking I can go on my phone, and the sound quality was so bizarre. You're like, it's not gonna work.
No, we had like feedback and like that.
So I'm texting my sister. I'm like, can I borrow your computer? Can I borrow your iPad? She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I really in trouble. I can't get into my hey Joe, I can't get into my podcast. And she's like, oh, shouldn't you take care of your own equipment for your podcast? And I'm like, when have I ever freaking she asked you to do this for me? And it's like, is it an emergency? Why do you think I'm texting you at 9:04?
So why did you start screaming through the walls instead of texting?
So she comes over and she brings her iPad and she's like in her nightie with her slippers on. She's like, you're gonna have to call me when you're done because I need it. I'm like, but then I couldn't hook up to that because I didn't have an adapter for the headset that I had, and so I was like, what?
It was a very interesting show last week. We'll just put it that way.
I'm trying to show my support by typing away. Oh my God, Steve's alone.
Well, that's the only reason that I think it worked is that we had people in the chat that were chatting. So if you were here last week, I know Joe was here, Vera was here. We had a few people that made the show possible because I think that's the first ever Thursday live show that someone's done by themselves. I think that's a history-making moment. Hey, Sharon,
what was going through your head while I was losing my mind? Hi.
I was just trying to keep my head above water. I think I did okay though.
You did great. I thought you held it.
I didn't stumble too much.
You held it down. Yeah.
I held it down, and then we managed to get you on for the vent, which is all that really matters, you know. We went. We're good. How are you? Welcome.
Yeah,
we're here. We're alive now, as you can see,
and we're both here.
We're both here. As you can see, there is only 2 of us. So, like anything, we've had a bit of a turnover, I guess you'd call it. But we are looking. So if you have somebody that thinks that they can hang with us on a Thursday night, US time, Friday daytime, Australian time, hit us up, inbox us on any of the social media accounts and let us know if you want to come and have a chat with us and shoot the breeze, shoot the shit, as it were. We're not that scary, are we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Oh, hey, Nathan, I called you Charles. Joe Hogan, hi, how are you?
Hi.
Our names are underneath our names are gone.
What the heck?
Oh, see,
There you
they've done
go.
update. They've done updates on our.
I
Maybe
don't
it's
know
because
what
I
to
put the
say.
comment up. Our names are there. Steve and Vera, welcome.
Yep. That's us.
So yeah, if you have anyone that thinks that they could hang with us, or you yourself want to hang with us, hit us up in the inbox and let us know. We're looking for some new friends. You know,
At least for Thursday nights, Friday mornings.
like and subscribe. We love it. We love it. We love it. All right. Well, it's just been very. I woke up from a very clustered dream as well. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? And I was like, that didn't really happen. It's okay. Going, oh, it's okay. We're okay. It's the duck meme. My legs just going underwater, crazy to keep the surface nice and flat.
I always called it the swan
So
meme
flat.
myself
Oh, swan, swan.
because swans look so much more graceful than
Oh, you
ducks.
think I'm unemployed? Oh, I'm not unemployed. That's the funny. That's the funniest thing. I wish I was. I wish I was. I actually have 2 other jobs as well as this. So go crazy. If my God, if I could. That's the dream, isn't it? I want to know how we get that breakthrough moment of not having to work anymore.
I know,
Please
right?
let us know. Please let us know. It's we want to know. Our our names disappear when we're there. So I'm Steve. That's Vera. This is Uncensored Radio's UCL Live, your weekly recap of pop culture, politics, and other P words that are really peeing everyone off. Right?
Oh
That's a pretty
yes,
good summary.
we have a
That's
we
a
have
pretty good
a
summary.
knack for peeing people off.
Yeah, or people pee us off. It's a whole brand,
Oh
really.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
been like, what,
We
15
should
years
change from
working the brand.
uncensored to pissed off.
Yeah, pissed off radio. Maybe
We
get rid of
wouldn't
those
get.
car comparisons.
I was gonna say we wouldn't get confused with the race cars.
Oh, look, speaking of the past, but I spoke to her this week, and we're going to sit down very, very soon. We'll look into the ever shaking bosoms of Miss Katrina A. Johnson for this week.
Hot load of hot.
I didn't hear it.
Hey, girl.
I didn't hear it. I don't know.
Why is it doing that?
Hot load of hot topics.
There
Hot
we
load
go.
of hot. It's hot. So, hot load of hot topics. Welcome.
It's hot today.
All right.
Well, not hot, but warm today.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The seasons are changing.
Yes.
No one is coming to save you is the famous words, right? Famous phrase.
Yeah.
No one is coming to save us.
No one is.
But no, no one is. I love it here. No one is. But there is someone who I guess thought they were going to save us. Maybe, depending on what you have heard / read. Oh,
God.
President Donald Trump has tried to explain away a now deleted photo depicting himself as Jesus Christ that he posted to social media. Ironic, well, not ironically, kind of very thematic and very on brand. While collecting his McDonald's delivery from outside the Oval Office, Trump told reporters that he thought the AI generated picture was him as a doctor rather than the Son of God. This story has legs, so just stay with us, folks, because it keeps going. The stride keeps up. Donald says, "It wasn't a depiction. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with the Red Cross as a Red Cross worker, which we support, and only the fake news could come up with that one." The president added, "It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better." He told CBS, normally I don't like doing that by retracting the image. Normally I don't like doing that, but I didn't want to have anybody confused. People were confused. I think Donald is the confused one
I
because
think so too.
it comes to pass that our old mate Carolyn Levitt said
the image was
doctored.
doctored.
And that's what they told the president.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do think this harkens back to the start of the war when he kept saying it's just a great little excursion because somebody told him it's a military incursion. I think it's a little word salad kind of thing going on.
Get the man a hearing aid or something.
Get the man a cognitive test.
Well, we're coming to that, but it's all part of it, right? Because people are not happy. Well, this was earlier in the week, but they weren't happy with the Trump administration and religion. Of course, former Trump ally and Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene said the photo was more than blasphemy, and it's an antichrist spirit. Matteo Renzi, Catholic and former Prime Minister of Italy, called the image crazy and thought it was blasphemous.
That seems to be a big part of the criticism this week is that it's blasphemy.
Well, we will go into that because it's been a week against I guess the Trump administration and the Catholic Church because
Father Leo, Pope Leo,
Couchfucker Supreme has decided that he is the suitable one to lecture Pope Leo on religion and the appropriateness of religion and speaking on it. So JD Vance, who converted to Catholicism 7 years ago, said that the Pope needs to be careful when it comes to commenting on theology.
How did this man get into Harvard? I mean, Harvard, you got a few questions to answer here. How'd this boy get into your club?
But nobody pressed your buzzer, new guy. Like, who wanted your opinion on anything?
According to a Catholic cardinal I had heard today, that the actual remarks that pissed off the Trump administration were not about this country, though they did apply easily to this country. You know, they were about skirmishes that were breaking out in Africa, the continent.
Yeah. So this is Pope Leo said that this was his statement. God does not bless this conflict. Anyone who is a disciple of Christ, the Prince of Peace, is never on the side of those who once wielded the sword and today drop bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Are we sure it's not about America?
Like I said, and I think his name, I can't remember his name. I just heard it like 2 hours ago, but I didn't write it down because I wasn't going to talk about it.
Senior moment. It's okay.
Shut up. Bite my senior ass.
So I'll go back to JD Vance's comments, and this is what has, I guess, made the little schism even bigger. He said, if you're going to opine on matters of theology, you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure it's anchored in the truth. Wait for it. That's one of the things that I try to do, and it's certainly something I would expect from the clergy, whether they're Catholic or Protestant. Yes, the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Something we closely associate with the Trump administration. Am I right?
I know,
folks?
right?
We go there for the truth.
Yeah. Close to 30,000 provable lies in his first term. Who knows what the count is now?
Who knows? The thing that got me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this happened at a Turning Point USA thing as well. So of course, we know what audience they're aiming at: angry young white men. J.D. Vance then chose to invoke America's role in the Holocaust, saying, "Was God not on the side of America when we liberated the concentration camps? Was God not on the side of America when they went into France?" This is less than a week after the president threatened to end a civilization.
Not to mention, they're building concentration camps on American soil right fucking now. They've acquired 7 or 8 warehouses to set up concentration camps for their great deportation project.
I don't. Why are people not? All right, okay. We know that the MAGA folks are deeply religious. Some of them, or claim to be.
Yes.
Claim to be, and I know that Christianity is probably more what they're doing, but there's got to be a whole ton of Catholics that voted for this administration. Why are they not more outraged?
Here in this country, it's out. They're outraged. You're not seeing it on the media.
I'm not seeing
our
it,
news is very censored, but in the day-to-day conversations, in the day-to-day talk, people are falling away from the president and this administration at a rapid rate. It is starting to look like this could be over soon.
Well,
I mean,
that's how many more institutions and not even look, healthcare, education, special needs care, veterans,
human rights,
going into a war, human rights, trans rights. Now we're just going for religion. Religion.
Yeah.
Just, because
any religion that opposes them. If the Christian right continues to stay with them.
Dogsy says, I'm sorry. Also, you showed up 2.5 years late. We told you this whole 1940s Germany thing was a bad thing. And you were like, no, we don't want to get involved. Then the Japanese struck Pearl Harbor and you joined the trading.
Dogsy, you've been with me forever. You've been hearing me bitch about this man for nigh on 10 years. I've been standing on my fucking head trying to tell people who he was.
Joe says if he touches one hair of Pope Leo's head, all us atheists and all other religions will deal with you.
Exactly. I'm not Catholic. Well, I was raised Catholic, but I haven't been Catholic for quite a long time. But, Jesus and I split up. That's a long story anyway.
That was my comment. I commented on this article and I said, as much as they purport to be, so there is not a religious bone in my body, but all the Catholics that voted for this man need to take a real good look at them, and not just him, the whole party, because they're not religious. They're just opportunistic sycophants who will use anything to back up their agenda. There is no altruism here.
Well,
there's no altruism. It's not. They're not looking for the good of the people.
Dragged the American Catholic into this MAGA movement was the anti-abortion movement.
Right.
I mean, that is where the Catholics started peeling off from the church to join the cult. But a lot of them are waking up. I mean,
because they've used like Carolyn Levitt, not Carolyn, like Pam Bondi, like Christy Nome, their usefulness has come to an end. So we don't need to pretend that we need them anymore. They're in power. I feel like that's the attitude.
When you challenge a narcissist is when they become most dangerous. And these people are saying, bridge too far.
Mm-hmm. Joe says, I was born in Belfast as a Protestant and I'm still on the Pope's side. That's extreme.
I haven't been a Catholic in years and I'm on the Pope's side. This is my favorite Pope of my lifetime.
I think, yeah, there is just watching it unfold from a distance, and I will always say it. I was in America the week of the election, and I did not
We were in
see
New
this
York.
happening. I did not see this. Yeah, I left the day before.
Yeah.
I did not, from what I'd seen around the country, and I'd been through the middle, which was
Yeah.
red.
Yeah.
But as I came to the coast, there was less red, and the vibe of the people, even in that red state, when we went to some coffee shops and stuff like that, I didn't see this coming at all. I thought we would be in a very different situation.
I
And
will
so
go
for
to
us
my
to be
grave
here,
believing that Russia and Elon cheated for him.
I just, yeah,
That this
I
election
didn't
was
pick
stolen.
it. And then we're at this point where the president of peace is claiming he's ended 8 wars, but how many have you started?
He hasn't ended one.
Well, in his mind, and his mind is up for debate.
This man truly believes that if he repeats a lie often enough, it will become the truth. And that has been his MO for all of the years that I have known him.
Mm-hmm. Look, we can pray, Dogsy, because I would like to go and see my friends again.
I would like to be able to leave the country and come see you, but I'm kind of afeared right now with my social media history that I wouldn't be able to get back into the country.
Well, I just got an email this week saying my visa's about to expire. I'm like, well, I probably won't be getting another one under the current administration. Let's be real honest. All those hundreds of downloads in one day have to have come from somewhere. We thank you, though.
I think it's AI. I believe it's AI.
We thank you, though. It's nice, though. But the state of mind of the president is a hot topic. Right?
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie Raskin.
Jamie Raskin he's, I guess, stuck his neck out, we'll call it.
Jamie Raskin.
He's going to be the figurehead of demanding cognitive tests on the prez. Which he says he passes with flying colors all the time.
Yes, when we get through this and we are on the other side, Jamie Raskin is going to be one of the heroes of our history. I love this. He speaks truth to power, and he's not afraid.
But as you said, there's a lot of, I guess, momentum happening now with even the 25th Amendment stuff. Actually, there's been a lot of talk about it, but we're getting action.
The 25th Amendment is a propaganda point. It's probably not going to happen because the 25th Amendment has to come from the cabinet. And we know for a fact that Trump's cabinet are hand-picked lackeys. They are very unlikely to turn on this man. But the fact that enough people continue to ask for it and ask about it and invoke it is turning the minds of the Congress, who do have the power to act in other capacities, not the 25th Amendment. They have the power to impeach and arrest.
Yeah. What do you think it would take? We're having this conversation. There is less and less faith in the administration. There's obvious shortcomings, no matter what they're saying, what optics they're presenting. On the boots, day-to-day reality for people is not matching up to what they're putting out there.
Yes.
What do you think it would take for them to get to do this?
Well, I think we have to get through the next election. We have to get control of the Congress. We are one seat away at this point. There was a special election tonight in New Jersey that swung blue. So I'm not going to remember her name either, but she's replacing Mikey Sherrill. But the Democratic candidate won in New Jersey for the Congress. We were closer than ever in the race to replace Marjorie Taylor Greene. Her seat was a 20 plus point Trump district in the last election, and the Republican only carried that by like 3 points. It was a dramatic shift. It was like a 17 or 18 point shift towards the Democratic. And that's a deep, deep blue gerrymandered district, Marjorie Taylor Greene's district.
So
I'm very sure that barring any machinations by the Republican Party to take over the election or to disenfranchise voters, that the next election will be a blue wave.
but what I guess my real question is, from someone on the outside looking in, what do you think keeps that core voter pool still voting for that party despite what they're seeing? Because you can't deny that from the outside, what we saw as his election promises haven't come through, and yet we're still supporting him even after he goes after all of those institutions we talked about.
Everything that he's doing was exactly what we expected him, those of us paying attention expected him to do. It's
exactly
Project
what Kamala
2025.
Harris said he was going to do.
Yeah, it was Project 2025. It was out there. It was not a secret. But most American voters vote from an uninformed place. We stopped teaching civics in this country to high schoolers in the 70s. And every single year, the electorate gets less and less attached. And every single year, our news gets more corporate driven. It's not the news that you got when you read a newspaper. It's 30 minutes of infotainment,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the dumbing down of the electorate. Trump loves the illiterate. He's not kidding you. He loves the uneducated. We are becoming dumber by the year,
Well, I've said it a few.
about
I've
our
said
own
it a few
political
times.
system.
Yeah, I've said it a few times. You just keep them scared, sick, and stupid.
Yeah,
and you have
we
control
are a
over
country of
population.
wage slaves. The French are talking to us about you need to be in the street every day. It's like, well, I want to be in the street every
How do you
day,
pay your
but
bills?
I got to pay my mortgage. I got to pay my groceries. I got to pay for, my medical expenses,
And I remember saying it moons ago. It's not going to matter to people until it hits them at home.
It's hitting us at home hard.
And it's hitting them in their back pocket now.
Mhm.
Well, cost of living is insane everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Throw in this,
and it has been out of control since COVID. It's not recovered completely anywhere.
It's not just and that is not solely a Trump administration issue either. It's a worldwide issue. But going on a war, going to war so you can monopolize oil is probably not the safeguard that you think it's going to be.
Yeah. COVID just completely disrupted the international supply chain. The globalization of the Western world has resulted in 5 companies manufacturing all of the drug supply for the entire world.
Yeah.
So one factory in India manufactures all the Adderall for the entire world. And after COVID,
that'd be a fun place to work.
But after COVID, you couldn't get Adderall. There were kids and schools and parents crying, why can't I get Adderall? We had
Jeff talking about struggling to get the medication.
Yeah, we had to shop. I spent my days on the phone trying to track down pharmacists who had Adderall in stock and trying to redirect families to those pharmacies so that they could get the meds their children needed. This has been going on for a while. At first, it majorly affected Adderall, but now it's affected all sorts of drugs. There are people that can't get can't get cholesterol meds or blood pressure meds, you know?
Yeah. It's everything has a knock-on effect, and I don't
Yeah.
think adding to the pressure is really going to help. And as we said, this is not something that will be a quick fix once
No,
hopefully the
no.
administration changes anything. You'll be playing catch up in the next 10 to 15 years on
Oh, I
if
think
that.
I think it will take
If
my
that.
country generations to recover.
Right.
I don't think I will live to see the recovery. I hope for my niece and nephew's sake that they do.
All right. Well, from one massive event to another, Coachella. We're about to hit weekend 2 of Coachella, but weekend 1 was eventful enough.
I
Now,
know.
Sabrina, our girl Sabrina Carpenter, caused a little bit of a stir.
I love that
If you-
picture.
I know. I find good pictures, right? Sometimes
Right?
I'm on my shit. Now, she's offered an apology after misunderstanding with the fan after her first ever Coachella headlining spot during her, and it was the quietest part of it too. A noise from the crowd caught her off guard, and this I'm going to verbatim it because a lot of people have had issue. She said, "I think I heard someone yodel." Just in the middle of it, she goes, "Is that what you're doing? I don't like it." But in typical Sabrina Carpenter fashion, dry, witty kind of thing. When the fan explained the sound was part of their culture, I was meant. This didn't happen. This didn't happen because I watched it. And meant as a call of celebration, Carpenter appeared confused. "That's your culture, yodeling," she said. "Is this Burning Man? What's going on? This is weird." That's all she said. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The internet, though, had their feelings, issuing her interaction as ignorant, racist, insensitive, and Islamophobic. Okay. And yeah, there are people getting rid of their Sabrina Carpenter collections because she's
Well,
upset everyone.
she already has all that money.
So Sabrina,
In the words of Eddie
less than-
Murphy, I already cashed that check.
less than 24 hours after this event, Sabrina Carpenter took to social media saying, "My apologies. I didn't see this person with my eyes and I couldn't hear clearly. My reaction was pure confusion, sarcasm, and not ill-intended. Could have handled it better. Now I know what I think it's a Zagruta is. I welcome all cheers and yodels from here on out."
Well,
a lot of people are on her about taking responsibility for her actions. To me, that statement that I just read is an explanation, an acknowledgement, a proof of educating herself, and an apology.
right.
What more do you want? When there are thousands, and not probably hundreds of thousands of people in that audience screaming.
Right.
What do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wasn't it? Dogsy says, "Wasn't it Islamophobic to suggest they do that? Like I thought that was a stereotype." Well, this is the thing. I think we are at such a, again, like we have been in the past, we are at such a sensitive cultural point in the world that any kind of misstep, people jump on and go, "Oh, well, you're that, you're this, you're that." I don't think, was it ill-informed? Yes. And if you go back and watch it, there was no malice or anything in it. It was a typical Sabrina Carpenter. She's like burlesque, old school vaudeville, like dry sense of humor. It wasn't. There was no malice. There was no ill intent there.
Right.
I don't see it as a racist or Islamophobic thing. Again, I'm not Islamic, so maybe that in itself is a problem. Could it be perceived as such? Yes, but she then explained herself.
Well, if it was an Hispanic doing a grito, and just like it probably would have been perceived in a similar fashion.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a reach. And again, I say that as a white man, but I think it's a reach to label it racist. Miseducated, yes, but is miseducation racism?
Well, I do think that you need to let the people of color decide what's racist and what isn't.
I understand that, but I don't think. No, and this is where we need a panel. So if there were more people and more voices, step forward. If I'm wrong, feel free to tell me. People usually do, but they say it behind my back. So if you want to have that conversation, have that conversation. I know. But yeah, it doesn't. I've seen racism. We've all seen racism.
Full-fledged, horrible.
There's no. Yeah.
We're going to hang you from a tree racism. No. But is it microaggression? Yeah, it could be.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know that it was, but I just say.
Dogsy says, here's my question. Does the US school system teach religious education?
Nope.
Teach students about other religions? If not, then I think there is a bigger problem. Yeah.
In the 70s, and I'm always going to go back to this because in my lifetime, I have watched American public education change. It started out in the 70s where people were crying about taxes. The country was in a huge financial crisis. I was still in school then. They started systematically defunding education. So what was once world cultures and world religions now and American history all became encapsulated under this one flag called social studies. And over the years, social studies has been dumbed down and smoothed out. And, yes, they do teach slavery, but they don't teach it with the kind of depth that it deserves. American history, I did not get true American history till I got to college.
I think that's like any education, though. I will always say that I remember to this day being in, I guess, junior high. The comparison would be so like my first year of high school, and we watched actual news footage from the concentration camps in school.
Yeah. You
would not get away with that today.
You would not. Absolutely not. Not in this country. Absolutely not.
It has stuck with me to this day seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
We always have this conversation about repeating the past. Right. If they don't know it, they don't see it, how do they recognize it happening? And that's the problem with what's happening in your country. They're not seeing the parallels.
Changed education incrementally every school budget since the mid 70s. I've watched it happen over my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Being a teacher is still a master's level job, but teacher salaries haven't gone up that much.
And the expectation of what a teacher does these days has definitely changed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That good teachers retire and bad teachers stay,
Disparity is a huge thing. I mean, teacher pay, all that kind of stuff. But the disparity between male and female performance is interesting as well. $10 million paycheck later, Justin Bieber made a return to the stage where he went on YouTube and sang along to his old video clips on stage at Coachella.
Wow. That seems kind of lame.
$10
$1 million.
million.
Right.
$10 million to sit there and surf on social. He went on. Look, it was, and I get that it was an artistic expression of him reclaiming his identity and existing in a social media world. But if Old Love Sabrina had done that, like she had water shooting out of her ass, she had stuff everywhere, and people are still finding fault with her. This guy was in a hoodie, not even with YouTube Red. Just
phoning it
chilling,
in, literally.
watching ads play. And Coachella is not a cheap weekend, people.
No.
I wouldn't be impressed if I spent $800 minimum to watch Justin Bieber sit and scroll on social media and play YouTube. Yes, congratulations on returning. I understand what a huge thing that is, but the fact that we're praising him for doing that, and these women who work their asses off to put on a show are just picked apart because they're wearing a leotard or they're blonde, or the disparity is crazy. And the fact that there's already talk about who's going to headline next year, because Justin might not even show up this weekend. Apparently, he might be replaced. With his $10 million payday running. Miley Cyrus
Murphy
is apparently
said he already cashed that check.
Miley Cyrus has apparently been offered to headline, but they've only offered her $8.5 million. She has a longer career, a bigger cultural reach than Justin Bieber, and they're offering her a fraction of what he got to sit on stage for a portion of it and just go through social media.
I'm not surprised.
What? I'm so confused. I've done myself a confusion.
Still a huge problem. The gender disparity is huge and real, And
that's part of why people hate Taylor Swift so much, right?
No.
She's bucking the system. She's
popular. Yes,
she's making
that is
her
part
own
of
money,
why.
And she's not
demanding her
it.
money. She's not going to be taken advantage of, and
not just demanding, she's getting it.
She's getting it, yes, but she's getting it. She's getting it from the producers who've been making the money all along,
and she has the power now. Gaga was there. She's already been there.
She's in there this year, is she?
No.
Yeah.
No. Everyone's saying that no matter what anyone does, they'll never beat Lady Gaga's Coachella performance. It's like the zenith moment of Coachella. So everyone else is just. But this is the thing. Not everyone is the same artist either. It wouldn't be genuine to see Sabrina Carpenter go with goth and do all that goth stuff, that goth punk pop dance weirdness that Lady Gaga does. Just as
she does she still puts on a show. It's just her show.
I know.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be genuine for Justin Bieber to do the Sabrina Carpenter show, but there has to be.
But he has done better shows than that. A
minimum effort, right? I don't know.
He has done better shows than that.
Mm-hmm. Pop diva trouble all around. This was not news I expected. Katy Perry.
Oh, I know. This one shocked me.
This is and a developing story
have more come forward, I wonder.
Yeah, well, it's happening slowly but surely. But for those of us that aren't following the news, Australian actress, DJ, whatever she's doing now, Ruby Rose, has come forward with accusations of sexual assault against Katy Perry. Now, this all happened because of Coachella. It's all related, folks. So Katy Perry made a comment on Justin Bieber's Coachella performance, as we are making now, to which Ruby Rose commented, Katy Perry sexually assaulted me at Spice Market nightclub in Melbourne. Who gives a shit what she thinks? Now, she goes into quite a graphic explanation of what happened. And it happened in the early 2000s. It's taken almost 2 decades to say this publicly. Though I am grateful to have made it long enough to find my voice, it just shows how much of an impact trauma and sexual assault takes. This is the sticking point for some people, though. Later, she agreed to help me get my US visa, so I kept it a secret, but I did tell y'all she wasn't a good person. Instead, I get attacked by everyone. If you go to the comment section of our page, you will see that.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a sweeping statement. Why do women attack other women on allegations of sexual assault? Why do they challenge that? After everything we've been through in the last couple of years with Me Too, with
I
the
do
Epstein of it
very
all,
firmly believe it is a minority of women, but they are very, very vocal.
but how? Just because it's not your truth doesn't mean it's a truth. And again, I am not a fan of Ruby Rose, but I'm not going to call her a liar just because I don't enjoy her. I'm not going to.
Something happened, you know.
Well,
It
obviously,
may not
because she's
be
actually.
it may not be the same truth, but it's definitely
Well, this is now a police investigation that Katy Perry has
that's
filed a suit against her for $1 million. Ruby Rose has had to remove that stuff off social media because it is an active police investigation now. So there's enough evidence for it to get legs. Anna Kendrick stepped forward and said that she had a weird experience with Katy Perry groping her. There's also an instance where Katy Perry kissed a young man on American Idol that was underage. There are gradually other people stepping forward saying that there's been questionable things in her past. So I don't know. Doctor says, okay, so 2 things. Why take to Twitter? It's not my first pick to go to. Also,
right.
How did she get a visa? Admitting visa could be cancelled depending on the specifics. Again, and this was a comment in the chat, in the group, not the group chat, in the comments. Well, it was still good enough for you to get a visa. I don't think lot, unless people have been in the situation of an abuse situation or something like that, they don't understand the dynamic of power, and it can only be worse when that person is an international. Look back at Katy Perry 20 years ago, and a huge international pop star.
That's part of what makes it sexual assault, is the exploitation of a power dynamic. You know, she has the ability to help this young woman, and she uses it to keep the young woman quiet. You know,
if it was Justin Bieber, if it was Justin Timberlake, somebody, it would be a different story, right? If it was a man doing it to a woman,
I think there's plenty of women who don't agree with. There's plenty of women who will defend Trump over the allegations of sexual assault. There are women who don't believe women. I do very firmly believe they are the minority. I don't think it's the big enough minority. I would say it's probably currently 55% of women believe other women and 45% don't. But that's still that's still almost half.
But what do you get from that?
I mean, the white power structure, you're still part of the white power structure. It will protect you if you're part of it. I don't know. Is it protection? Is it personal power? Is it power for the men who protect you? I mean, there's a lot of variables there, But I do think that the majority of women believe women. I think it's changing, and that's improved from, over time. I think that,
It's a
25 years
cultural
ago,
thing too, obviously.
yeah,
Like,
women
we've
didn't
been
believe
through that
women.
post
And I think we're
thing.
moving in that direction.
But why is
You
the
know,
attack? Well, she's just a jealous lesbian bitch.
oh,
Like,
well,
what does that have to do with anything?
attackers aren't
What
going to
does
be
that have to do
rational.
with
They're going to be just,
what does that?
yeah.
But how do you live in that state? I don't understand it. Like,
It's the state of bully. It's the
I
bully
don't
state.
understand it.
You
Mhm.
know, every bully that calls everybody else names is not in the, is not in the right. They're being bullies. These
Inter-
people who are attacking Ruby Rose are being bullies. They're trying to
mm.
bully her into recanting or to taking it back, or, God
For
forbid
Katy Perry,
God forbid we live without ever hearing fireworks again.
for astronaut Katy Perry.
Astronaut Katy Perry.
I mean, words have power, and look, sometimes people do the right thing. Update on the Chapel
Yes,
Roan situation.
I know.
Apparently, it was all a misunderstanding.
I know.
It was all a misunderstanding, says Dringa, the Brazilian footballer who stepped forward to criticize the whole Chapel Roan situation with his daughter. Let me find the quote so I don't get it wrong. At the time, we acted on information that was available to us. Since then, I've become aware of new information that has changed my understanding of parts of what happened. Chapel Roan made a public statement, reached out privately to my wife, Catherine, and to our teams, and also spoke directly. It became clear that she had no knowledge of what took place at breakfast and had not asked anyone to approach them. She was understanding and sympathetic to what had happened to our child. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't change my mind on her, though.
She's got a few question marks in my book. I mean, I
Because
like her
that
songs, but
language that we heard in the first reports of this is verbatim what she has said to the public. So it may not have come from her, but who's to say her record label hasn't given them a directive? And this is what
right.
the security guard came forward and said, it was my fault, it was my misunderstanding. I didn't work for Chapel Roan. I worked for another artist at the
Mm-hmm.
But who's to say that she was the headliner of that act,
Right.
I don't know. I still don't. It doesn't make me go, oh my God, I'm a huge Chapel Roan fan now, because I've seen enough to make a decision until she makes a different one. I don't know. But good on, at least some people are willing to step forward and claim when they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Another artist who has questionable whether she stepped forward and done this or whether it's been done to her. Britney Spears has entered rehab for substance abuse. I have a lot of feelings.
I know you do, baby.
I have a lot of feelings that this has happened after her children, who no longer get child support from her, have re-entered her life and apparently staged an intervention. This is coming to light now, that staged an intervention. So it may not have been such a free choice as we believe. Now, we have discussed this poor woman's mental health ad nauseum on this show.
Yes.
The thing that I hope for her is that she did make that choice, and while she gets this treatment, that they are able to somehow find a medication schedule and a medication level that allows
stabilize her
to
and
operate
find her.
in a world where she can be the adult that she wanted to be out of this conservatorship. There's just something that I don't trust about the situation now that the family are back involved.
Well, I don't have that hesitancy. I do think that the woman has needed an intervention.
Of course,
her behavior has been erratic. I do want them to find the perfect cocktail to make her stable and to make her functional, and to grant her autonomy and quality of life.
Let her, for everyone that fought for Free Britney, we want her to actually reap the benefits of that.
Right, right. Yeah,
We've covered
absolutely.
Free Britney since the beginning here, and yes, look, it was that she was the butt of the public joke, but there's obvious issues there, and that's what I hope for her. I hope that whatever this stint in treatment is for her, that A, it sticks, and B, it allows her a chance at the life she wanted.
Yes. That's my wish for her too. You know,
Right.
autonomy, creativity, the life that she wants to live. You
And
know,
if her choice is to spin around with knives for the rest of her life, let her do it, but let her do it in a mentally healthy way where she's getting the most out of her life,
right, right, right.
Right. Get some therapy,
Where you're not
get a
afraid
proper
that
treatment
she's
plan.
trying to hurt herself. That's
Yeah, or
the question about the knife dance.
uh-huh.
You
I
know,
have questions. There is a
yeah.
question that there's a statement or an identity that I never thought we would hear again. Baby Jessica is back in the hole, ladies and gentlemen. Baby Jessica. That scratches a little itch from like I was born in 1983. It's happening in 1987, but I remember Baby Jessica.
I remember Baby Jessica very well.
Baby Jessica has been arrested. Or love. Jessica McClure Morales, the little girl who country, not even the country, the world wants to get pulled out of a well in 1987, now 40, is facing charges in her hometown of Midland, Texas. According to Fox 8, Midland County Sheriff's Office deputies rolled up to a residence just before 10 p.m. on Saturday, April 11th, after getting reports of domestic disturbance. Morales was arrested right there at the scene and charged with assault causing bodily injury involving family violence. Baby Jessica, come on, swinging.
She probably had some trauma from being in that hole for so long.
Well, she says she doesn't remember it.
Yeah, but it's probably followed her whole life. Where could she go where she
Well, that's
wasn't
what she
Baby
said.
Jessica?
She says she answers to Baby Jessica.
Yeah,
That's a whole therapy bill in itself.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Right.
How did she deal with potholes and stuff, man? Like, did she freak out? Like, low hanging fruit, but come on. Baby Jessica. I'm just like, who's next? Who's next for the comeback? I mean, that scratched a nice part of my brain. I was like, Baby Jessica back in the hole.
I know,
Living her
right?
dream.
Sorry, I kicked my setup here.
Oh, she's kicked her setup because she's fuming, feisty and firing. It's
Yes.
time for Vera Vance. That's loud too, isn't it? Okay, me. 3, 2, 1, does event.
Thank you. We've had a lot of reason to be hopeful this week, and things have been looking up. I feel very optimistic. Spring is here. It hasn't been cold in days. It has been a little rainy, but it hasn't been cold. We've watched the Hungarian election, which overthrew Viktor Orban, and the joyous, jubilant celebrations of the Hungarian people have been on the news for days, and it warms the cockles of my cold, dead heart. I somehow hope that we will have our jubilant Orban is gone moment too very soon. We watched the splashdown of the Artemis 2, which really was a beautiful moment. It was America stopped to watch it. I don't know if the world stopped to watch it because we've done this before. There's still people who believe it happened in a soundstage, but I believe in the space program. And it could really have been a bright, shining moment for this president and this administration. They could have, you know, chirped it up, talked about their success, talked about how they've rejuvenated the space program. America's back. It could have been a propaganda bonus, but instead we're fighting with the Pope. But, Trump's got a few worries he's got to face. The country is not doing good, and his supporters are falling away in droves. I do truly believe it. Today he is reporting how he has solved the war and that Israel and Lebanon are in a ceasefire and peace talks will begin again. But can we take a moment to remember that Israel and the United States acted alone in this and were the aggressors in this? And the last time we had a ceasefire, just 2 weeks ago, Israel was the one to break the ceasefire. And the last time we were sitting at the table, the United States were the ones to walk away. So let's not keep walking that out as a freaking win, Trump. That's not a good look for you. Meanwhile, in this country, part of the biggest problem that this president is facing is that inflation is rampant. And it's worse now than it was before he took office. Yes, we talked about it being a global problem that has gone back to the COVID days. But in 1 year, actually, this first statistic is in 1 month, because a month ago, gas was $2.86 in this country. And today, it's $4.10. It's an increase of 21% in 1 month. It's a direct result of this president's incompetence. The cost of produce is up 4% in this country. Produce, carrots. Who knew carrots could be susceptible to inflation? But when you're deporting all the agricultural employees that were picking the freaking carrots, of course, it's going to take longer to get those carrots out of the ground and longer to get them to market if Jose's not doing it. Ground beef, a direct result of this president's tariffs, because most Americans don't realize that the majority of our beef comes from Argentina and not from Texas. Yeah. Housing costs. This president was sure he could bring down housing costs on day one. Mortgages are only up 6%. That's not a huge increase in a year. We can't fault him for that. However, insurance costs in this country are up 33%. Electricity is up 39%. And that's a direct result of his picking a fight with Canada. How many Americans were unaware of the fact that the majority of our electricity comes across the border from our neighbors above? Canada, I love you. I really still wish Mark Carney would adopt New York State. Really, we're very blue. Natural gas, heating costs up. And all of this is also at fault because Trump started rolling back the green energy initiatives that were in place to help us end our dependency on fossil fuels. But, whatever. And another one of my favorite flexes the Trump administration has tried to take this week was the DoorDash granny. And I'm really glad that Steve didn't bring it up before, because this is one of my favorite moments of the week. Trump has been touting his zero tax on tipped wages, which is kind of a misnomer because it's not zero tax. It's a reduced tax, and you still got to pay taxes on your Social Security tax and your FICA tax and your Medicare tax and your state tax. So it's not no taxes on tips, though it's a little flex. He could have walked it around a little bit, but he decided that he was going to DoorDash some McDonald's, and he made a big show of handing this 70-year-old woman a big tip. And it was very clear that President Tiny Hands did not tip often because he was kind of awkward and now he kind of, but he asked the woman, of course, we know you voted for me. And she just kind of like, yeah, well, I don't remember, she said. And he said, well, how do you feel about no tax on tips? And she looked at him and she said, I got to work to pay my medical bills. And I don't think he understood that she was telling him that this was a direct result of his big, beautiful bill and his Medicare cuts. So I have reason to hope, And yes, AI has been listening to our show, and ICE may be here any minute to take me away, but I will have said my piece. Oh, I didn't say it all. He also has been flexing on the stock market, And the stock market is doing well this week. But you know who that helps? Nobody in the middle class. Stock market boom is only helping the rich get richer. And unemployment is up 3% in the last 18 months. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Hard to keep the job market up when you keep firing federal employees.
I'll tell you what, the one thing I
What?
do love about that DoorDash granny is that they flew her in for that.
I didn't know they flew her in. I thought she
they
really
flew
was a
her-
DoorDash worker.
No, she's a DoorDash worker, but they flew her in to do it. Like, she is
Oh,
not a
because
local
she couldn't come
DoorDash
through the
worker.
gate. She had to come in a helicopter.
No, she's not local.
Oh, okay.
They just plucked her out of a pool because she was an older DoorDash worker, and it turns out
She was not a Trump supporter.
she was not a Trump supporter. But that's not the only what the fuck moment of the week.
What the?
Things are bad, but things could get worse because your car deodorizer could be making you gay. Yes. Alex Clark, a self-described quote-unquote wellness activist and host of the Turning Point USA podcast Culture Apothecary, went on Digital Social Hour podcast a few months ago. This is obviously, but it's getting around again, and declared that car air fresheners, deplete testosterone, and you guessed it, turn men gay. It wasn't Pine Scent that did it for me, but that's just a personal thing. She then proudly shared that she warned an Uber driver about his hanging car air freshener, which he immediately threw away. She called it saving his balls.
Well, I got bad news for her. I'm pretty sure she's wrong.
Well,
because the only
here's
people
the
I
thing.
know who keep those stupid little air fresheners in their car are straight men.
For context, Clark has no medical or scientific qualifications. She previously worked in pop radio before pivoting to conservative wellness content.
Oh,
Scientists, for their part, are clear. There is no evidence that fragrance affects testosterone levels, and no link between testosterone and sexual orientations. So your Pine Scent is safe
yes.
for now, people. But you never know.
You know, Pine Scent is not making men gay because gay guys I know wouldn't be caught dead with those stupid little trees in their car.
Well, see, that maybe that's the differentiation, because Dogsy said, "Well, shit, that's how it fucking happened." I just love the black ice so much. Maybe that's maybe black ice makes you bisexual.
Oh, could be. I don't know.
Different flavors for different different letters in the alphabet, I guess. Well, thank you for joining us today, folks. It's been two of us. It's been a little bit easier. Like I said, if you haven't already, jump over to one of our social medias or even on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, give us some love
over
because
there.
we need it. We need it. We want it. We love it.
We do.
And just
We
to
need
stress-
love.
Just to stress, if you think you've got what it takes to hang with us and make it happen and join the chat live, on camera, we are looking for somebody who is ready. So inbox us, let us know,
Why aren't you
and we'll have
coming
a
to
chat.
hang with us again?
Dogsy wants to come back. It's just, he's a man with a schedule.
I know.
very-
You did the
he's
show
busy
once,
man.
Dogs.
Yeah,
We had
but
fun.
we had fun. He'll be back. He did say he'll be back. We will be back next week, however. Hopefully 2 of us, but you never know. You never know on this podcast.
I got a whole new kit. If anybody goes down, it's going to be you.
Yeah. 6, 4, 2, 1. Whatever happens, we will keep coming at you. So keep the trees out of your car and keep the Trump administration just out. Why not? In for a penny, in for a pound. See you
That's
guys.
right.